Sometimes on the farm you do things to help out your friends and family, and other times you do it for your community. Today is kind of a winter day, and I thought, you know what the heck, I got some extra PVC, so I went to the store and picked up a few toilet parts there in PVC, and I've got some camouflage paint laying around, so I figured I'm going to start helping out the local 4-H program. They need some more quivers made for the upcoming season, so I thought, you know what, I'll dig some of this PVC. It's like a 4-inch schedule. I think it's like schedule 60 or something I've got here. It's kind of recycled from a different project. I'm marking them out about 20 inches. When I put about maybe a 3-4 inch piece of foam in there, that leaves about 16 inches left, and it's plenty to hold an arrow. And for youth, most of their arrows are pushing 20 to 28 inches, so that's great. Take it over to the chop saw and get it all chopped up here, get it cut. Works actually pretty nice doing it that way. And then I took some foam. Like I said, this thing is 3-inch foam, and I marked out kind of the outside dimension of what that PVC would be. And I'm going to put this inside it, not for the sake that I really care if the PVC toilet, ring there on the bottom gets hit by the tips of the arrows, but really I just don't want to wreck the tips of the arrows. And it also makes them a lot quieter when you got, say, 10 kids coming up to the line with 5 arrows and they're all dropping them in the PVC. It kind of sounds like an armada sometimes. So, I drop a little foam in it and it quiets them right out. Once I cut out the circle, I just got to shave it a little bit so I can get it in there without forcing it so darn bad, and then in goes the foam. So basically they're kind of a toilet seat ring with a 4-inch piece of PVC shoved in it, and then some foam in the bottom of it just to make them quiet. And that's essentially it. But as a dad with kids and on a farm, you just can't stop there. I mean, you got some time, you got some camouflage paint. Let's make it better. So here I am. It's a morning shot here. I did this just the other morning. It's a little fuzzy there on the camera. Apparently got a little dirty, so I apologize. But I pounded these things together a little bit, and I didn't even glue them. They went in tight enough, and then I took them out and grabbed the green and the brown camo paints, and I painted them all I think I painted 3 of them a brown coat and 3 of them a green coat just to give them a base. And one thing nice about the camouflage paints, they dry pretty darn quickly, which is nice. So it's not really a science to this. It's not even really an art. I just kind of sprayed them. I put a uniform color on them, and then I was going to take my regular black, and then, like I said, on the brown ones I'll take the green camo, and on the green ones I'll take the brown camo, and I'll add that with the black, and I'll kind of mix them up a bit. So I think I got 3 green and 2 brown here. Next step was just to kind of mark them a little bit. Sometimes it's a blot, sometimes it's a line, whatever. Just kind of hit them quick and see what I like. It's kind of fun to do. You don't get to play Army camo often, and heck, nowadays the camos they use never even look like this anymore. They're so technical and cool looking, But regardless, I gave it a shot and made some funky camo, and we'll let it dry, and then I'll put the words 4-H on it. And I think the overall height of these will be 21 inches with, like I said, a 3-inch piece of foam in them, and it should work really good. I really thought this was just kind of a nice thing to give to the county 4-Hers. It's something durable. It'll last them a long time, and it's practical. It doesn't cost me much other than time really to do it. A couple 5-foot pieces of PVC cut up. Take an oil-based marker. Well, shoot, probably can even do a water-based marker when it's dry. And I marked the words 4-H on them all, a couple different ways. And then I decided I was going to make it so they last even a little longer and they wouldn't get as scratched up. Because one thing I've learned with camo paint, it's kind of a flat paint. Even though it bonds to plastic and stuff real well, it doesn't hold up to scratching and kicking much. So I'm going to take some Krylon Crystal Clear. And, that stuff is really good because it doesn't cause any paints really to bleed, especially if you just put it on light the first time. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of an overcoat, give it a little bit of protection. And then these suckers are going to be ready to go in a couple days. Let them dry for a couple days, and they'll be ready to rock. They'll be kind of fun. For the kids that get to come up to the line and shoot, and for their parents willing to put the effort into, buying them a bow, or, getting them some arrows for one of the used 4-H bows, or even just the time and effort it takes to get them there. I think it's a great skill to have, archery. I think it teaches a discipline, whether they hunt with it or not. It teaches them patience. It teaches them how to strive for something, which is a little different than the sports where it's about the victory and team play. This is more of an individual kind of thinking thing. So I like supporting that. I like supporting shooting sports in general. And that goes for trap, that goes for 22 and BB and air gun, and that's what it's about. It's about community and supporting them. So I made these. I'm going to give them to them free of charge and let the kids beat them up. It's a great thing to do for the community, folks.